From an iconic superstar
To shoot for Iverson. Yes! That was for three. His Sander on Iverson. Here's Allen for the tie. Yes! Iverson prepared to terrorize the Nuggets. Yes!
I started seeing guys wear the do-rag and hats and the jerseys and stuff like that, you know, and the sleeve and getting the cornrows, and then everybody flooding themselves with tattoos. That's when I realized that I was a trendsetter.
to a man who was brutally murdered by his own family.
Lorenzen was a teammate of mine back in Cleveland, and I mean, we spent so many days together. You know, to hear that, you know, he was killed in his hometown, it was very emotional.
This is what happened to the 12 players drafted before Kobe Bryant. The 1996 draft class is considered one of the best of all time. 30% of the first round became NBA All-Stars, and 3 different players won league MVP. If your franchise was lucky enough to have a lottery pick, you probably cashed in big time. Or maybe you fumbled and got yourself a math teacher. The 96 class featured 2 bright young high school talents, Jermaine O'Neal and 17-year-old Kobe Bryant.
60. There's a dribble drive, nice move. Wow, did you see the move by the kid? That's Kobe.
The Lakers desperately wanted Kobe, but they had no picks.
Let's talk about the word we're just hearing, that Peter Vesey reporting that the Lakers could possibly be swinging a deal with the Hornets for Kobe Bryant.
So Jerry West orchestrated a backroom deal to trade Vlade Divac to Charlotte in return for the rights to their 13th pick, but only if Charlotte was able to get Kobe. Then the Lakers went about convincing the NBA, especially the Nets, that Kobe wasn't league ready and would have played overseas if he didn't like his franchise. The Lakers' plan worked to a T, and the rest is history.
There's no way that I can thank you enough for that. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And what can I say? Mamba out.
But what about the 12 other players picked before this legend? Where the hell did they end up? The first pick in the draft was
Allen Iverson from Georgetown University.
AI was a consensus top pick, and for good reason. He was crossing up fools at Georgetown and wasted no time doing the same to NBA legends too.
Into it, Allen shakes free, gets 2!
The answer would win Rookie of the Year in '97, make 11 All-Star games, win league MVP, and take the Sixers to the finals.
Watch the baseline, fade away, yeah! He's way too good! He steps around Lou and drilled it! And the Sixers
Where Shaq and Kobe were just too much to handle. But AI was still able to ruin the Lakers' perfect run and steal a game off them. Iverson averaged 26 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists over his career, earning himself 4 scoring titles, 3 steals titles, and 2 All-Star Game MVPs. AI beefed with refs, forced multiple NBA rule changes, and had one of the best ever post-game interviews.
I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we're talking about practice.
AI was, and still is, an NBA icon. His style and cornrows influenced a generation. He made millions off the court with his Reebok signature shoes, his numerous brand deals, and endorsements. In 2001, AI was selected to the NBA Top 75 player list. Legend. The second pick in the 1996 draft was Marcus Camby.
The Toronto Raptors select Marcus Camby from the University of Massachusetts.
Who had a great career in his own right. Marcus was the NBA's Defensive Player of the Year in 2007, led the league in blocks multiple times, and made the NBA Finals with the Knicks in '99 as an 8th seed, which was the first and last team to ever do so. In 2001, he punched his own coach.
Camby still trying to get it free. Oh, that's a bad move, because that will lead to a suspension.
Someone is hurt over there.
He accidentally hit.
Well, headbutted Jeff Van Gundy after trying to swing on Danny Ferry. Marcus finished a very productive 16-year career in 2012. He was selected to 4 NBA All-Defensive teams and is 12th on the NBA all-time career block list. Perhaps the biggest thing missing from his NBA resume is, well, he wasn't Kobe Bryant. The Grizzlies in the 90s were the laughingstock of the NBA, but Shareef Abdul-Rahim actually did his best to pull them out of the gutter. As a prolific scoring big man, Shareef spent a long career getting buckets for multiple teams. He made the 2001 All-Star Game while on the Atlanta Hawks and averaged over 18 points a game for his whole career. topping 20 points per game in 6 seasons. He won a gold medal at the 2000 Sydney Olympics as a replacement for the injured Grant Hill, and unfortunately is second all-time for the most amount of games in NBA history without making a playoff appearance. Sharif retired in 2008 due to persistent knee injuries, and has gone on to do great things in player development. He is currently the president of the NBA G League. Where to start with the 4th pick in the draft?
Stephon Marbury from Georgia Tech University.
Let's just say Stephon's career was crazy.
Take some Vaseline and swallow it.
Stephon was one of the bridges between the old school NBA and modern flashy style. He was a playground baller who could create his own shot off the dribble, but he could also knock down the three and pass.
6 of 17. How about the pass?
He made the All-Rookie team in 1997 and led the Timberwolves to the NBA playoffs. Stephon then forced his way out of Minnesota in 1999, supposedly because he was jealous of Kevin Garnett's new contract.
You know, we're an NBA team too. We get paid just like they get paid.
He played some of his best basketball with the Nets and Suns, averaging just around 22 points, 8 assists, and 3 rebounds over a 5-year period. He was selected to 2 All-Star teams and his future looked bright. In 2004, Stephon was traded to his hometown, the Knicks. But instead of things getting even better, they started to spiral out of control. Stephon was a part of the disappointing U.S. Olympic team that failed to win gold in 2004, which wasn't his fault but didn't help his popularity. Stephon then beefed with head coach Larry Brown, resulting in him getting fired.
I just want to say, you know, it's been a great ride here,
and failed to bring the Knicks the team success they craved. In 2006, he created his own Starberry shoe line, which was a brand that sold fashionable clothing at a reasonable price, but that quickly disappeared. Stephon eventually wore out his welcome in the NBA. In 2010, he started a new journey in China with the CBA. Stephon led the Beijing Ducks to 3 titles in 4 seasons. He averaged 19 points, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds over 8 years. He's recognized now as the most successful foreign player in CBA history. China even gave him a Chinese green card. Crazy. Ray Allen, he was crazy too, but he turned his crazy into an 8-year career full of hard work and constant evolution. In Milwaukee, Ray steadily improved his game year over year until he made his first All-Star team in 1999. Then he improved more. Ray could drive, defend, and shoot the lights out. Ray was traded to the Sonics in 2003, then signed a 5-year deal in 2005. With the Sonics, Ray had some of his most productive years, averaging a career-best 26 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds in a single season. He dropped 54 points in a game against the Jazz in January 2007.
I was looking for a game like this for a long time. The ball's been good to me the last 4 or 5 games, and my teammates have been finding me. I couldn't ask for anything better.
Then, Ray got tired of the individual accolades and sacrificed his numbers for team success. He evolved into a 3-point assassin and an essential role player. He helped the Celtics win a championship in 2008 and then the Heat win in 2003. Ray finished his career a 10-time All-Star, 3-time gold medalist, and won our hearts over in He Got Game. His dedication to staying in shape and being ready for the moment are unmatched. Of all the players in this draft, Ray Allen is compared to Kobe most, as they were dynamic shooting guards who played alongside each other for years.
We came in the league at the same time, and it's great to see how much he's developed, and that's just an unbelievable record.
If Milwaukee had to redraft, I still think they would take the guy who led them to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 15 years. Respect to Jesus Shuttlesworth.
The Boston Celtics select Antoine Walker from the University of Kentucky.
The 6th pick in the 1996 draft had a modern game and an incomparable swagger. So much swagger that he literally blew through the millions of dollars he would earn.
Well, we went on lavish trips, and I would travel with a big group of guys. I would travel with 8 to 10 people with me and pay for their flights, hotel rooms. You know, we used to have real big bills at the end of those trips.
Damn. But Tony Baby, as they called him, was a 3-time All-Star and could drop 20 points at a moment's notice. From 2000 to 2003, Antone took the stretch 4 role to new heights, leading the league in 3-point attempts during his time in Boston. When asked why he shot so many threes, he responded, "Because there's no 4s." His statistically best year was in 2001, when he averaged 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. Walker won a championship with the Heat in 2006 as a crucial shot maker and 3-point shooter.
Antoine Walker knocks down.
But was out of the league just 2 years later. Off the court, Walker was known to drop millions on gambling, shopping sprees, and cars. In 2010, he filed for bankruptcy following an NBA career which he made well over $100 million. Although Walker was a solid piece for the Celtics, this is a pick they desperately want back. They were one of the few teams in the lottery that actually considered taking Kobe Bryant and had him at multiple pre-draft workouts. Ouch. The story of Lorenzen Wright's NBA career gets dark disturbingly fast.
Georgetown 911, where's your emergency? Hello? Hello? Son, I have nothing but gunshots.
Lorenzen was an athletic center picked 7th overall by the Clippers. He spent 3 years with the team, mostly coming off the bench to grab boards, play defense, and occasionally knock down the jumper. He then played 2 years in Atlanta before being sent to the Grizzlies. In Memphis, Lorenzen made a home for himself and played some of his best basketball of his career there.
Miller on the drive against Fromm. Is Lorenzen still hot? You bet.
In 2004, he helped lead the team to the playoffs for the first time in franchise history. They were swept 4-0, but made the playoffs again the following 2 years. Finally, in 2009, Lorenzen's career ended, and he was looking forward to a comfortable retirement. However, on July 18, 2010, the NBA veteran suddenly disappeared. 10 days later, he was found dead, shot multiple times in a wooded area just 11 miles from his home. Police ruled the scene a homicide and searched for clues. The Grizzlies and other organizations offered thousands of dollars for any information that could help. The only suspicion was that Lorenzen got mixed up in a drug deal gone wrong, but no other information came. The case went cold. 5 years later, Sports Illustrated created a biopic entitled Who Killed Lorenzen Wright? Here's what Lorenzen's ex-wife said about being involved in Lorenzen's murder.
I do, but I'm a wife, a mother, and an author. I let people do what they're good at doing, and I'm just gonna do what I'm good at doing. They need to spend time and focus and find out what happened to him. We all need to know.
So yeah, she's definitely involved. But none of the evidence added up. Miraculously, 2 years later, a gun was found in a lake nearby the crime scene. Police connected the murder weapon to a Billy Ray Turner, who was a church deacon in Lorenzen's hometown. This connection led them to another accomplice, Lorenzen's ex-wife, Shara. Police say the two were lovers who conspired to kill Lorenzen for his $1 million life insurance policy. Turner and Shara received max prison sentences in 2009.
You know your dog's gonna be loyal to you. You don't know about people, but you know your dog's gonna be loyal to you.
Rest in peace, Lorenzen Wright. New Jersey had the 8th pick. They needed a shooting guard and were seriously considering grabbing Kobe. But Arm Tellem, Kobe's agent, bluffed the Nets. He told him that New Jersey was too close to home and that there was no way Kobe would play for them. Plus, scouts at the time agreed that Kerry Kittles, the 22-year-old shooting guard from Villanova, was more NBA ready. So that's who they went for. At 6'5", Kerry had a great feel for the game and could really shoot the rock. Over his 8-year career, he averaged 14 points and 38% from three. He helped the Nets reach the finals in back-to-back seasons in 2002 and 2003. Kobe and Kerry faced off in those 2002 finals, with young Kobe averaging 27 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds, versus Kerry's 12 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. It was probably a bittersweet moment for the Nets, to see their guy performing at the highest level but ultimately falling short. Kerry was never a star, but still a solid player. Consistent knee injuries limited his career, and he retired in 2005. Coach Calipari, the Nets coach at the time, still regrets the pick to this day.
He was head coach of the New Jersey Nets when he had an opportunity to draft Kobe Bryant. Do you remember who he selected instead?
Of course I do. Kerry Kittles.
Now, how many times did I have you up into New Jersey?
About 3 times.
3 times with your family. You know who I wanted to pick. I'd still be coaching, by the way, in the NBA if I had you. Just so you know
Coach,
that.
Stop lying. Coach, stop lying.
Samaki Walker's NBA career? Average. But his draft day suit? Damn! Top 10 all time. I mean, this dude was styling. Walker, for what it's worth, played 445 games in the NBA, averaging about 5 points and 5 rebounds in limited minutes. He had the fortune of sharing the court with many NBA legends, including Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, Dirk Nowitzki, David Robinson, Tim Duncan, D. Wade, and more. He won a championship with Kobe and the Lakers as their starting power forward in 2002, and his late three-pointer in Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals is the reason the NBA eventually introduced in-game replays for referees. But Mark Cuban still can't stand the fact that the Mavs chose Samaki over Kobe, and that he couldn't rectify their mistake himself in 2007 when he attempted the infamous Kobe trade.
You were saying that in 2007, there was a moment where you were almost trading for Kobe.
Yeah, I thought it was done.
Maybe the trade fell through because of the curse of Samaki Walker's incredible suit. This dude made superstar money despite never becoming an NBA All-Star. Eric Dampier simply found his role and played it to a T. Eric was a traditional NBA center who played 16 years on just 5 different teams. He did 1 year in Indiana, 7 seasons with Golden State, then 6 seasons with Dallas. Damp nearly capped off his career with multiple NBA championship rings. But unfortunately, the universe mistimed his trades. The Mavs won in 2011, just a year after he left, and then the Heat won in 2012, just a year after he was traded. His career fizzled out in 2012, but I'm sure Damp is A-okay with the $97 million he earned throughout his career. In terms of the biggest bust in the star-studded 1996 NBA draft class, Todd Fuller has to be number 1. I don't want to be mean to Todd. He wasn't the one that decided to go at number 11. But just after 5 years, 4 teams, and 225 games, Todd's NBA career was over. He averaged 3.7 points and 3 rebounds. He continued to play overseas from 2002 to 2006. Now today, Todd is a licensed math teacher, pilot, and he earned a master's degree from NC State. Don't worry about the Warriors though. They got themselves quite the draft bargain 13 years later when they selected Steph Curry with the 7th overall pick. Or was it the 2011 draft when they got Clay at 11? Or maybe the 2012 when they got Draymond at 35? Oh, poor Cleveland. They could have had Kobe and then LeBron. But no. They took Vitaly Potapenko. The worst part is that Cleveland had to trade one of their franchise legends, point guard Mark Price, in order to get the rights to that 12th pick. Plus, they needed a shooting guard on their roster, aka they needed Kobe Bryant. Instead, they took the Ukraine train. Vitaly wasn't a total scrub. He could move well and he played 13 seasons in the NBA as a backup center. But he never exploded onto the scene the way he hoped. If you search him on YouTube, you'll find 2 scoring highlight videos where he dropped 8 points, a few interviews, and this Smush Parker dunk video.
Points within a 90-second stretch early on.
Vitaly went on to be an assistant coach in the NBA and a player development coach for the Cavs later on. But his name will always be associated with the guy selected before Kobe Bryant. Now, the 1996 draft class was so stacked that you could spend hours trying to redraft it correctly. Steve Nash, the 2-time MVP, was picked 15th. Jermaine O'Neal wasn't even a lottery pick. And Ben Wallace, one of the greatest defensive centers ever, went undrafted. What really matters here is that 12 teams knew how great Kobe Bryant could be, but passed on him for various safer picks. Now we all know who you go with first.
If you could have picked any current player right now to play with for an entire season, who would you have picked?
Probably Kobe. His desire to win, his dedication in the offseason to get better, and he's just tough. He's just a tough cat.
And is there somebody that's close to Kobe? No.
Please rest in peace, little brother.
If you enjoyed these longer videos, hit the subscribe button and tick the notification bell. I have a ton of awesome content coming out, and I always tailor my videos for the Henry Hoops audience. So if you don't want to miss out, hit the subscribe button. Peace.